So I've seen this theme kind of going around social media. I've seen a few articles that have hinted at it. So I wanted to spend a little bit of time today talking about a possibility. And here is this possibility. Again, I'm not yet saying if I agree with it or disagree with it, but it's something that's floating around, so let's discuss. Trump has picked the weirdest, stupidest, creepiest, and dumbest people to fill his cabinet positions. Like, you can't look at a single one of these people that Trump has nominated, from Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to Pete Hegseth to Tulsi Gabbard to Marco Rubio to Tom Homan, all of these, Susie Wild, all of these people, just absolutely grossly incompetent. So a theme that is emerging, and again, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but the theme is this, that these people are so incredibly stupid and incompetent that they won't actually be able to cause any real significant lasting damage to the United States of America. And that honestly is a pleasant thought. And of course, that is not to say that these people will not cause damage. They absolutely will. Every one of them. There will be damage. People will suffer. Nobody is trying to say that that won't happen. But the theory is that these people are so bad and so extreme with what they want to do that they won't be able to do it. Now, the more I've sat and thought about that, part of me wants to agree with it. And here is why. We know that all of these people, first and foremost, have to survive confirmation hearings. Matt Gaetz, it's already looking like that probably won't happen. Granted, it's still in the early days, right? Hadn't even been a week, so things could change. But reports do suggest there could be as many as 30 Republicans that do not vote to confirm him, and all we really need is, 4. So we got a surplus. Let's hope the surplus holds. But if we can at least get 4 or 5, we're good. He's not going to be Attorney General. Pete Hegseth, the Fox News host that he is nominated to be the Secretary of Defense, more horrible stuff coming out about him by the day. So there's a chance he may not make it through the confirmation hearings either. And I believe the same thing. Tulsi Gabbard will have a tough time, but I do think she would get confirmed. And then Robert F. Kennedy Jr., real tough one there too. So what could happen, and again, there's more speculation on this as well, is that if they vote down somebody like Matt Gaetz, it could lead them to say, okay, well, we voted down one of his people, so we will let the other ones have a pass. We got a little bit, we'll give a little bit. But it could work the other way too. Suppose they vote down Matt Gaetz, and then suddenly you have some of these senators saying like, well, okay, we did that. If we did that, we could vote down some more of these people. Hell yeah, we do have the power. And they could vote down more. Regardless of which one of those happens, if either of them happen, remains to be seen. So that is step 1. Do these people even get confirmed? Then we move on to step 2. Some of these folks are absolutely going to get confirmed. Most of them will get confirmed, if not all of them. Okay? That is the sad reality we live in. So you get your crazy extremists in place and boom, they start working on Project 2025. We're going to go around, we're deporting 25 million people. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Health and Human Services, he says off the top, 600 people I'm going to fire. Pulled the number straight out of his ass and said, I'm getting rid of 600 people. Well, technically you can't do that. Okay? You actually have to have cause. So either he is going to spend his entire tenure investigating each individual person to find out who's bad and who's not, which by the time he gets around to being done, he'll be out. So you just wasted 4 years because you're an idiot. Or he does the blanket firing, which is not legal, and then suddenly you're mired in 600 lawsuits. Oops. Same thing with the immigration. Because it's not just, by the way, that they're going to go and get the MS-13 and the gang members and the criminals and the people here illegally. They have actually stated multiple times that they're going to work on denaturalizing people. Meaning, even if you immigrated into this country, became a legal citizen, they're going to strip you of your citizenship and send you back. That is part of their plan. It's not the first part, but it is part. So, in order to do that, we've got some constitutional challenges. So immediately, once again, you're mired in lawsuits. Same thing with anything that comes out of the Department of the Interior. We want to drill here. We want to drill here. We're going to open this up. Drill. Lawsuit. Because these people are incompetent. Again, they think they can just go and do these things because we're in the cabinet, Trump is president, and we've got Congress, and we've got the courts, right? Well, see, that is where the big wrinkle comes in. That is where the incompetence could put the brakes on what they're trying to do. Here's how. We know that Republicans have spent decades packing the courts. There's a lot of Republican judges out there. We still have Republican judges appointed by Reagan serving on benches. And they do consistently rule for conservatives for the most part. But you don't always get the case that day. You don't get to make that decision. So when I say they can't create lasting damage, that's what I'm talking about. Some of these cases will be held up in court for years before any of these bad ideas come to fruition, before they can actually execute them. They will still be held up in court. And by then, we could end up with a different administration that says, you know what, pull the project, kill the lawsuit, we're done. It's not going to happen anyway. So that is hope number one. These people can overstep their bounds to the point where they're inundated with lawsuits that the courts simply cannot handle. Of course, a lot of people, again, will tell you, but Farron, Republicans pack the court, they pack the Supreme Court. Sure they have. They've also ruled against Donald Trump before. And here's the thing that people do have to understand about the judiciary. And this only applies, by the way, to people that have already been on the bench, not to anybody that Trump is going to appoint in his second term, because all of those people will be spineless yes men and yes women. They will do whatever Trump wants them to do. But prior to that, all these other judges, they know one thing. It doesn't matter if you're a conservative or if you're a liberal. You are not beholden to anyone. And sure, there are plenty of them that are, like Judge Eileen Cannon, great example. But she is an outlier. We have seen conservative justices go against conservative presidents. We have seen liberal justices go against liberal presidents. Because once you get that lifetime appointment, nobody can take it away. But what if they try to remove these judges? There's only one way to do that. There's two. One of them, of course, totally illegal. You'd have to make them not be alive, which isn't going to happen. And two, you can impeach them and remove them. But you don't have the numbers in the Senate to do that. And these judges know that. So the judges, whether they are conservative, whether they are liberal, does not matter. Because they do know we're not beholden to anybody. I got my job. I got my job for the rest of my life. What are you going to do to me? Nothing. That's the only hope. So there is a chance. Again, I don't even know if I agree with it. I don't know if I disagree with it. But there is a chance that Trump's cabinet picks are so incompetent that they're not able to create the lasting damage that we all currently fear. And that is a reason to be hopeful. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.